Welcome to That Didn't Work.
That didn't work.
Welcome to Urban Stars. I'm your GM and your host, Percy.
And I'm Mike, and I'm playing a Nemoidian by the name of Udell Ilvi.
I'm Daniel. I'm playing a human by the name of Caltane.
Howdy, I'm Rick, and I'll be playing a Verpine named Kuklik.
And I'm Jason, playing a human named Lukia, also known as Zerial Benassi Dinduptaniel.
Welcome back to Well, That Didn't Work. Last time we visited the crew of the Rusty Sea Bucket, and I'm going to call you guys that until you get back to Terrace, by the way. And Frank the Wookiee died.
You're welcome.
Frank the Wookiee died big. And Kuklik saved the day by magically running the ship into the Rancor, who happened to roll 2 despairs.
Thus doing more damage to the ship and more repair work. Congratulations.
That's probably true. You've probably
succeeded.
successfully, quote,
Now you
success.
gotta get Rancor dead out of the ship.
That's right.
Rancor guts.
We also left off
Thought they smelled
on
better on the outside.
Good night. We also left Cal in a scene, and this is kind of where we're going to pick up. Meeting Garth for the first time. And Garth had said, I think your friends know me, basically. And that's kind of where we'll pick up. We're in the bar called the Rabid Womp Rat.
Let's hope his song doesn't come on the radio.
Yeah, let's hope not. So, Cal, you've still got this ringing in your ears. He's got this device on the bar in front of you. It's a kind of a small, almost the size of like a cell phone.
Would I know what it is, or can I make like a roll to?
You wouldn't necessarily know what it is, but if you kind of looked at it, he would look at you and just let you know, like, it's safe to talk here, at least for a few minutes. They'll pick up that you're missing feed pretty soon, but I think we got a little bit of time. And he gestures to the bartender to bring him a drink, which he starts drinking with you and says, now I gotta know, where did they place the tracker on you?
And I take I quickly just take one of my little drinks, and then right then and there I kind of give like a little flicker to like where it's at, like pointing towards my eye while I'm holding the drink, because I don't know what Imperial informants are around.
Okay. So he kind of nods. Says, clicks the device off. The ringing in your ear stops and says, now I heard that you was a hired gun.
That is correct.
You got papers? And you do.
Yeah.
You're an official, like,
Okay.
hired gun. You can bounty hunt if required to. You've got like all the required permits and stuff for that.
Okay.
To be able to legally do that.
Yeah, I'm assuming I have them on ready. I can show them because I'm waiting there for a job.
So, how many details do you like to have when you go on a job?
As much as you're willing to share.
So say I wasn't willing to share any and just told you to tag along and make sure I don't die.
That's enough for me. That's the detail that's required for that.
He says, if you follow me around for the next week, I'll give you 7,000 credits. Give you 1,000 here and now.
Spits up his drink a bit just to hear that.
Give you 1,000 here and now. And I'll give you another 6,000 if I find the information I want.
Just puts out his hands. He's like, you got yourself a deal there.
And he digs into his pocket and pulls out a credit stick, and it's got some kind of fabric wrapped around it, and he slips it into your hand. It looks like kind of like a fancy wallet.
Okay.
That like something like this might be carried in, but you can tell it's also got writing on it of some kind. And he slips it into your hand and says, meet me back here tomorrow just before dawn. And buddy, you ever been to the upper city?
Yes, sir. Who hasn't?
Many of the people down here.
Many people
Most,
down
I would think. I got a couple of pearls I got my eye on. And you would know, we've never really addressed it in the podcast itself, but pearls is what they call people in the upper city. Like, people in the undercity call them pearls as kind of a derogatory term, and they call the upper city the oyster. So, got a couple of pearls I want to keep my eye on. And don't worry about getting in. He snaps his fingers and motions for somebody to come over and whispers something in their ear and says, also check locker 7C in the back here when you get here. This laminate shenanigan ain't gonna get you up there. You gotta dress the part.
And you said 7C?
Locker 7C. It'll be here for you in the morning.
Well, I'm probably going to be here in the morning.
Well, I hope so, because that's what I asked you to do. If you're going to speak all cryptic like this, I don't know about hiring you, but I think we'll be all right.
Look, I'm just here to get the job done. You need me for the job? Money's great. We'll work something out here. We'll get it done.
All right. Discreet weaponry only. Nothing big, nothing fancy. And if you get yourself killed, I'm obviously not going to pay you. And if I die, you obviously can't get paid. So, you know the drill.
I haven't been in this game long enough.
All right. See you bright and early.
All right. And just salutes, like, gives a little salute thing and goes back to drinking.
Yeah, and he'll tap the table as he walks away and nods toward you, and the bartender's going to bring you another drink on him. So you kind of wait out the night. Are you like going to stay in the Rabid Womp Rat the entire time, or kind of what's your MO here?
Yeah, I'll stay in there. I'll drink and converse a little bit, try to make it look like it's not that suspicious. Is what I usually do with my time, anyways.
Yeah, so I think at this point, Kieran is going to come and pay a visit to you inside the Wabbit Womp Wat.
Wascally Wabbit.
the Wabbit Womp Wat. The Rabid Womp Rat. And he's going to kind of, take it away. Rick, you know the deal?
Hello, Kieran.
You're Kieran.
Apparently, he doesn't know the deal.
Maybe you don't know the deal.
Hello, Cal.
It's too many K's.
Hello, Cal.
Maybe you don't know the deal as well as I thought you knew the deal.
Maybe not.
Kieran.
All right. Hello, Kieran. Fancy meeting you here.
All right, so that's 2 X's on your forehead.
Kieran, you're looking really sharp today.
He's just looking. He's looking in the mirror in the morning.
We gotta go pay a visit to Cal now. So.
Jeez.
I
All
don't want to
right.
mess this up.
All right.
He's just sitting.
You are valid. You matter. I'm Kieran. I'm the best. Okay.
He wakes up in the morning and walks in, and there's a little sticky note on his mirror that says, like, "You're worth it."
I'm seeing something like Ben Stiller in Dodgeball with the donut. Like, ooh, you got this. You do it.
Do it.
Kieran,
It's
you're
the cat
He's
poster
Cal,
that says
you're
"Hang in
Kieran.
there."
He's doing that thing from Friends that was Die Hard. He's doing his whole muscles. You're the man, yeah.
And Star Wars.
All right, let's try again. Take 3. Third time's the charm.
All right. I'm gonna stand at the door and just kind of be staring at him. So he might.
You're just
See,
not even gonna say his name.
I'm not even gonna say a word. I'm just gonna stare at him for a minute. And then if he doesn't notice me, I'm gonna walk up behind him and go, "Hello, Cal."
I recognize the voice immediately, and like Kieran, and I turn to him.
You spent a lot of time here, aren't you?
That is the plan. Spend the night here.
That wasn't the plan. You know what the plan was.
Well, all Kieran knows is what Cal told him, which is, I don't know anything. I hang out the bar and just do things people tell me to.
We were looking for some intel, some information, and you're not really giving us anything.
I haven't gotten anything. I told you people come to me.
Yeah, and I wasn't buying it then, and I'm not buying it now. You know, all it takes is a little flick of the wrist, and you're not going to be feeling so good. What have you got? You got to give me something. I got people looking over my shoulder, too.
Look, as of right now, I did get a job. It's just a standard babysitting job. Just bodyguarded some dude who wants to go up to the upper level.
The upper level? There's not much goes on up at the upper level. I want the lower levels. I know there's something down there. I smell it. I feel it. It's like a rat eating at me.
Kieran, I'm telling you, this is the job that I've been presented with. Been here for a week. That's the only thing that's come up.
You need to spend a little more time thinking about what's going on around you and not so much that bottle of yours.
Do people, like, realize that he's, like, Imperial? Like, is he show that off pretty well, like, when he's in there?
You or Kieran?
Me, I think he's talking about.
Kieran.
Kieran? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely, like, Storm Commando decked out.
Kieran, people aren't going to be wanting to talk to me if you're here.
That's a good point. But I wouldn't be here if I didn't need to be here.
Then next time, come a little bit underdressed.
Hey, I am who I am.
If
I'm
you
gonna
want these
give you
meetings,
this here. And he lays a comlink down. I'll talk to you through this. And if I don't hear anything from you in the next 2 days, you may not be talking to anybody.
I pick up the comm link and just be like, "Is this working?"
Oh, you're a funny guy. You're not going to be smiling so much. You know, I really didn't want to give you this chance. But I gave you this chance. Okay? So don't blow it. Or you're going to really blow it.
I can't argue with you on that one.
No. You can't.
How about I buy you a drink for old time's sakes?
You and I didn't have many old times.
Yeah.
I kind of was always a little suspicious of you. You just didn't seem to have what it takes. You bleeding hearts are all the same. When it really comes to getting down and dirty, you just don't have it. That's why you crawled into that bottle of yours.
Hey, your loss. Only one offer. And I just go back to drinking. I've got my radio. I'll talk to you.
Okay. But I'm telling you, this is the last warning.
Mm-hmm. He just...
I'll turn around.
Yeah.
All right, I think you wait out the night at that point.
Okay.
Maybe order some space nachos.
It's 2 for 1.
He's drinking, but he's trying not to drink as much, knowing that he has a job
coming
in the
up.
morning.
Okay, cool. So just before the sun is starting to rise, probably 30 minutes before or so, you go and check that locker, and there is a suit that kind of fits more of the Pearl dynamics. It's still armored. You won't like lose any stats or anything, but the look and feel of it is probably uncomfortable to you. It's more in the line of like, I mean, you look like a fancy bodyguard. It looks like the Star Wars version of like a Secret Service person.
Okay.
It's very like official and fancified, and like it looks the part almost to a T of like someone that would guard the Emperor if he came in.
Okay.
That kind of thing. So like you've got a colored laminate, probably black to match Garth's kind of outfit, and it's got like a cape that's draped over it. Like you look like a fancy bodyguard, as fancy as it gets. You maybe even have a goofy shaped helmet that you'll wear that kind of is intended to look intimidating but doesn't, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of the look and feel that you'll be giving off. So you meet with Garth, and he kind of looks you over and says, "Yeah, I wouldn't wear that either. You ready?"
Yeah, let's just get this show on the road. I'm looking forward to that payday.
All right, so you guys, you turn and you leave the Rabid Womp Rat, and we'll go ahead and screen wipe to the other crew, who you guys are recovering from a flipped over ship. Kuklik and Lukia, what are you guys doing? There's like smoke everywhere. You've got sparks coming from various points of the ship. Like you did quite a bit of damage by ramming it into the surface of the planet like that.
I'm gonna kind of shake myself free, considering I failed the coordination check. I'm probably gonna snap, kind of back to reality for a minute. Realize I have to climb out the dorsal, so I'm basically hanging upside down as I climb out. And my first thought is, "Oh crap, Udell."
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to get to. So like, are we like, just to give it more narrative feel? Or
You're
at least,
kind of slanted, like the nose is slanted down.
okay.
It's not super steep. Like you can find some grip in your shoes that would let you still be able to walk, but it's more difficult.
Okay.
It certainly is considered difficult terrain.
That's fine. I just trying to get a idea of like Lee and angle, because technically I'm walking on the roof, right? Because it's completely upside down.
No, I don't,
No.
Oh.
It was uprighted and then
Okay.
flown directly down.
Okay, then never mind. So I do climb normally out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was the result of the Rancor's despair was that you guys looked really cool and like you did it on purpose.
By all means, I just wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when you said flip, I was thinking.
Yeah, you were flipping, but you kind of got uprighted and turned to just the right direction.
Sounds good. Okay. Then I'll kind of steep walk my way. You know, like you're going up a steep hill towards the kind of crew quarters, and like Udell, are you okay?
And of course, you hear no response.
So I'll kind of. Is his door still fully open?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll kind of. I look about. I don't see him, and I'm like. I'll go check the washroom and see if he was maybe somehow in there or something.
Yeah, so
No.
you do a full canvas of the ship, and he's not anywhere to be found. There's no like blood or anything, like nothing that would give off a significant like threat.
Moved on from Frank pretty quickly. Where's
They
he
just
go?
haven't been outside the ship yet.
Yeah.
Also, they barely knew Frank. They knew him for a couple weeks.
I'm just joking.
Well, plus I saw you in his grip, so it's
No,
like
yeah, it's all good. I'm joking.
pretty
I'm
ob-
just
it was-
giving you a hard time.
it was
It's
pretty
okay.
obvious what happened to you.
Yeah.
So then am I able to get outside, or is the door kind of jammed into the earth?
No, you can get outside. The door's kind of in the back. The nose is what's in the ground.
Okay. Then I'll climb out and drop down and
Okay.
kind of start looking around and kind of be yelling out, Udell!
Go ahead and roll if you want to do any kind of tracking, survival.
Okay, cool.
It'll be a hard check.
Make sure.
And you can roll your force die with that.
Oh, sweet.
Is it a convergence?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I think if there are scenarios where force sensitivity would play in, I'll kind of bleed that in.
All right. So you said hard, no upgrades.
Well, I didn't say no upgrades. Do you want to upgrade?
Well, I was about to roll it, so that's why I stopped before I did.
Okay.
So I'm not going to, because
Okay.
I'm okay with my pool.
I will upgrade.
Okay. That's why I asked before I rolled.
Yep.
All right. Ooh. This is awkward. Just roll that over to that. 2 success, 2 threat, and a dark side pip.
Okay, if you want to take 2 strain, you can use that dark side pip. So basically, what that will translate to is you got the 2 success, so you find some tracks. The force is gonna kind of let you get more of a feel of why, like there'll be a remnant of whatever's leading him, basically. And so if you decide to kind of meditate on that and like, why would a blind guy wander off, and why does it look like he's having no trouble walking? Like you may want to do that. If you don't want to bother with that, you don't have to.
So
But it's available.
first of all, before we get to the resolution of the force die, how do you want the 2 threat to be?
So I think you're shaken up by the entire encounter.
Okay.
Udell has wandered off on his own. You guys are already lost in space. You don't know where you are. You don't know what's around. You just saw the biggest creature you've ever seen personally wander toward your ship and tackle it. And by some miracle, you guys survived.
So this
And we
Rancor
lost
was
our muscle?
well. I was going to say, so this Rancor was larger than the Purgil.
Well, I guess not largest land-based creature you've ever seen. We'll say
Cool. Sorry, that would have been.
that's a good call. The Purgil was very, very large, capital ship sized. So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to call you on that one.
Yeah,
That,
so
that- either that's one planet-sized Rancor, or
it's a real big. It's the Rancor that built the world.
Godzilla.
it's the Rancor that built the Death Star.
Ooh, new lore piece.
You're welcome.
So I don't think I'm just gonna use that. Yeah, by the Rancors of the gods. What? Okay, bye.
Shadows of the Rancor.
Boy.
That Rancor is basically Atlas holding up the Death Star.
Nice.
And I killed him.
And for all of you artists out there, I want to see that.
That would be such a great picture. Yeah. Rancor is Atlas. Perfect.
Anyway,
All right.
so 2 strain, I'm guessing.
Yeah, two strain because of how shaken up you are about the entire incident.
All right, and I will go ahead and take the 2 additional strain and let the
For the
force be my guide.
Okay. Sounds good. So you find these tracks and you begin wandering about Udell, and the fear of what this planet might be has kind of gripped you, coupled with the vision that you had when you were a child, and the fact that you had kind of a remnant of that vision earlier this day. You're kind of getting a sense that there's something larger at play than what you guys had initially supposed, that maybe somehow the Force has actually brought you to this planet in some strange way. And so kind of as that fear grips you, you almost like seeing a strand in the air, you kind of latch onto that with your eyes, and you get a sense of something almost like a chain leading Udell in this direction. And you're actually able to kind of see that as it's moving through the jungle.
Okay. Lucia will kind of latch onto that and get on comms with Cooklick. Stay at the ship. Udell's outside somewhere. I'm currently on his trail. I don't want to have to worry about you and him. Just stay secure in the ship. There should be enough food rations there, plus you can work on repairs from the inside. But let's try to minimize any additional losses, because we don't know what this planet's going to throw at us.
We've already lost Frank and Udell. We are at minimal losses. Are you sure you should be wandering around out there? You saw what I saw.
Yes, but Udell's still alive.
That is true. That is
So-
true.
Or at least let me confirm that he's still alive. I'm going to stay on his trail, but I don't want to have to lose you. Plus, you're the only way off this place. Stay working on the ship. I'll do my best, and I'll stay in contact. If you don't hear from me within the hour...
I can't fly the ship to you.
I know, but if you don't hear from me within the hour, assume the worst. I'll check in every hour.
Definitely do that. In fact, can you keep your comm link open?
I will, but if I have to turn it off due to... We don't know what this planet's going to throw at us. Like, I will only turn it off in extreme circumstances, but I will leave it open.
Okay.
So basically, you've lost a little bit of your muscle, but at least you're safe inside the ship, and that's what Lucia cares about. It's like, okay, at least Kaklik's... I don't have to worry about him trying to tag along. So...
May Belicia be with you.
And spending enough time with Kaklik now, it's been 2 years. And
Yeah.
I know it's the corny line, but and also with you, you know, it's kind of like I respect you enough to, you know. So she'll go off and go after Udell.
All right. Go ahead and make a either another survival check, or I would take like a knowledge xenology as you kind of make your way through this area.
I will do survival again, and this time I will upgrade. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty to just kind of maintain a trail is going to be average.
Okay. Is the die pool solid?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I'm not gonna add anything to it.
Do I need to keep the force die in it?
No, you've got that pinpoint.
Okay. Will that add a boost die? Since I'm staying on that trail as well.
No, like the survival check isn't necessarily to track because you've got that. It's to, like
Be familiar with the surroundings and okay.
dodge flora and fauna, as
Yeah.
it were.
I follow. Excuse me. Well, that's just a single success. No advantage, no threat, but just a single success.
Okay, great. Well, you survive perfectly well, and you move forward, and as you do, you come to this entrance to some sort of structure. It's got almost like a trapezoidal shape, and whatever door was there is open, and this kind of wispy trail leads into it.
Okay. I would like to not remove my presence, but basically try to minimize my presence as I enter. So, sword is drawn, but I'm gonna try to enter as stealthily as possible.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check against 2 red, 2 purple,
All right.
and roll the force die with it.
Cool. And stealth, I get boosts. And
Daniel, I just sent you a message on the Facebook, so go ahead and grab.
Okay.
yeah, okay. Die pool is solid. Wow. This is going to be interesting. That goes away. That was already blank because it rolled outside. That and that goes away. That and that goes away. I'm left with 2 success, 2 dark side pips, and 2 threat.
Okay. So you have successfully stealth, like in the sense that people won't be able to see you. But the dark side pips, instead of you spinning them, they're going to mean something.
That's fine.
You kind of begin to hear whispering throughout this place. And because there are 2, I'm going to say you recognize the voices. You hear Udel's voice. You hear Ahsoka's voice. You hear your mother's voice. You hear your father. Like, it's just kind of like all kinds of whispering to you. Almost trying to kind of beg for help. And every once in a while you hear this question of... in the vein of like, how could you do this to us?
Okay.
You get the sense that whatever's here, and this will be the 2 threat as well.
Oh, no strain for that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the 2 threat are going to be 2 strain. You get the sense that whatever's here, either it knows something about the future or your past or something, or it's trying to psych you out.
Okay. So, Lukia, kind of sensing this and getting a feel for it, will try to not necessarily like completely shut out the voices, but try to maintain focus and awareness more on her surroundings and less on the voices that she's hearing. But it will, like you said, it will get to her mentally, but
yeah,
she's going to try to like compartmentalize that and stay focused on the mission at hand, if you will.
So I'm going to say any discipline checks you have to make in here are going to be automatically upgraded once.
Cool.
Just kind of as a future reference as we continue going. So you wander around these hallways, following this wisp, and you walk into a big chamber, and you see Udel standing in the middle of the room.
Okay. Before I do anything, Lukey has been around this enough. She's not going to rush in. It would be the wrong play here, especially given her cautious nature. So she'll try to take a read of the room to see if this is A, real, and B, kind of, is Udell okay? Because even if you rush in, you could end up in some sort of issue. So
Sure. I think roll perception. Difficulty being 2 red, 1 purple.
cool.
You gonna upgrade?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh. Fat lot of good that did. But I was super successful. But a despair happened. 3 success, no threat, no no advantage, but basically 3 true success and the despair effect.
Okay. So what exactly were you trying to perceive again?
Just kind of what's going on in the room. Is this real? Like, is this isn't a vision? I mean, she's been having kind of visions of late, so her first check would be like, is that really Udell? Or because coupled with the voices and everything else, you get what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah. You get the sense that this scene is somehow contrived. As you kind of look into the room, Udell turns around to face you, and he says, I can see. And as he turns around, you see that his eyes are what's talking. And the door behind you slams shut down from the top, and we're going to shift over to Kuklik. Kuklik, you're sitting in the ship trying to do some kind of maintenance. Let's roll me a cool or discipline check. I think your hands would be a little bit shaky after seeing what you've seen. This is definitely not... when you left the Roche asteroid field, this is not the kind of thing you had in mind. To say the least.
But I've seen a lot in the past few years.
You have. I don't know that
I was
you've
on a
seen.
Star Destroyer.
I don't know that you've seen a 3-story Rancor before, though.
No.
So yeah. Roll me either cool or discipline. The difficulty is going to be hard.
Okay. Oh, discipline.
Yeah, either one, whichever one's stronger for you.
Yeah.
What's the difficulty?
Hard.
Oh.
1 advantage, no success.
All right. So yeah, you're very shaky, and so as you kind of are running maintenance on this cockpit area that's been kind of banged up because of the recent Flight of the Navigator you guys took.
Oh, geez, I haven't seen that
You
movie
mean
in forever.
Rancor killing?
Yes, the Rancor murder that you took. You're looking. You kind of catch out of the corner of your eye 2 figures walking kind of into your clearing. One is very clearly a Rakatan, and one is a really strangely modeled droid. The droid is kind of... He looks like he's been built for a specific balance type. So, Jacob, why don't you describe this droid to us real quick? Because I can't remember everything. It's a really strange concept. I really liked
Yeah.
how you came up with it.
It's kind of most similarly resembles a heavily modified super battle droid, but obviously Rakatan, and so... a little bit different style. It's about 6'2", and why is that funny? It's 6'2", average height for a droid.
I'm just,
And it's got a massive kind of chain gun, machine gun, minigun. That's the word, minigun. In one arm, and
In one arm or as one?
as
arm?
one arm.
Okay, there we go.
And as its one arm, and also attached to that same arm is the flamethrower on the bottom. And then the other arm is fairly just weak and normal and average as far as it can be for a droid. And it's got a massive weight on the other shoulder to off balance because this arm is so massive and weighs so much with the 2 guns on it. And so it has to have just some big massive hunk of metal jutting off to one side. Language. And yeah.
Cool. Does this droid have like multiple kind of fire modes? Like, does it like is it like a battle droid in that like it can roll up into like combat mode, like stationary firing?
No, it's a basic super battle droid.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of just walks around, and then it's got a big old like lever on the side of its arm to switch between machine gun and flamethrower.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you see this massive droid walking through with a Rakatan wearing kind of primitive-looking tanned robes, and they're walking toward your ship.
Okay. Okay, so I see a massive droid and a Rakatan in robes that looks, I guess, my vision before, or I guess it wasn't really a vision, but in my encounter before in the caves on the moon, it would have been a Rakatan. And I would
So that one that you saw had kind of a purple hue to it, was wearing these white robes, like looked intentionally violent. This one looks more like the one in your vision from the tunnels.
Gotcha.
Kind of the red and yellow tinged skin tone. Doesn't look like it has the sharp teeth of the one that you saw on the Rogue Moon. It looks very much more like the kind of exploratory version, as it were.
My brother didn't have very nice things to say about the Rakatans. Would he have told me that
Well, your brother doesn't know anything about them. You guys thought they were extinct.
We did.
You just are
He knows a little
studying
about
their
their
tech,
technology.
which
Okay.
is just like, oh, this is a marvel. This is ancient tech.
Gotcha.
That's like us saying ancient Egyptians were assholes. We don't know.
Right.
We got
right.
no idea. They built pyramids, but we don't know.
But they have a bad reputation.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
There's a reason the Infinite Empire didn't survive.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to immediately lock down the hatch and lock the ship as far as I can, and I'm going to try to contact Lucia. Might not be the best thing to do right now, but I'm going to contact Lucia.
Sure. So you try, and when you patch into that comm channel, all you hear is static.
Oh no! Now, are they coming from the direction that she went?
No.
Or no? Okay. Oh no! This is not good. I'm
Well,
going.
that's a sound we want on the podcast.
That was right into the mic.
That might be the sound a bug makes.
That's the sound of
Save it and use it for a creature later.
That's
Save
the
it for Call of
sound.
Cthulhu.
something popped on the Rancor.
That sounds like a verpine in trouble.
So what you sound like? That's what poop in your shell sounds like.
Yeah, it's just spreading out along the shell.
Oh. If the
leave all this in.
if the last podcast was graphic, this one has just gotten graphic. Thank you.
This is audio.
Don't cut
graphic.
any of this.
I'm going to. Can I? I'm going to look at them. I guess through my binoculars, just to see if I can get any kind of.
I mean, they're pretty close.
All right. So well,
Look, he really likes binoculars.
I do. I love my
They're like
macro
20 feet
binoculars.
away.
So
You
I'm
just see
trying
the
to
windows.
discern facial features if I can tell anything at all.
I think because this is the first
It's so
real
alien,
life one,
right.
like there's no way you could tell. Like maybe you could get a sense for body language, but
Hostility.
all in all, like no, you can tell this is not a hostile approach. They're not like guns a blazing. This is like basically this
That's the
Rakatan looks
minigun
Well,
mag.
this Rakatan looks very unarmed. So you assume,
What he's got, he doesn't need
but
to
you
be
assume that the droid is there to kind of protect it, which would give the sense of a diplomatic engagement as opposed to an aggressive one.
Oh yeah.
Like if they were going to attack
He
you, they
would
would
come
send
armed as well,
they would
and,
send
yeah.
3 of the droids and not one unarmed guy and a droid.
I'm sorry. Diplomacy is not my forte.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing it to you.
Right.
How you get to?
Bye, Udell. Like Udell's gone for all the diplomatic missions.
Okay. I'm going to.
And it's always because of an injury.
I'm going to blast out on the comm. Halt.
Do you guys have
Who
like
are
a
you?
megaphone attached to
I'm
the outside of your
assuming we
ship?
do,
I don't
yes.
think that's a thing.
All right, oddball.
I love Hawaiian music. What can I say?
He honks the horn and the little clown car trumpet plays.
If you like pina coladas.
A little revolving platform opens and he comes out with pina colada.
At least Rick picked up on the reference I threw down.
Click puts on a sick Jimmy Buffett tribute.
There's an astromech droid with a serving spigot out of his head.
All right.
I'm not going to open up the hatch.
Yeah, no, I think
So-
that's probably a good idea. But they kind of just stand outside, and you see them kind of having a sort of conversation. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys. Daniel, this is the NPC that I've handed to you to kind of work with.
Okay. I guess it'll be, but I would have been trying to do a mechanics check before, while all the time that he was going, just to start repairing.
So I'm gonna narratively say you're just kind of doing that.
Okay, fair enough.
If there's anything like important or inherently risky, we'll have you make a check. But and I think I've mentioned this to Jason a couple of times. Like, I only make you guys make checks when there's a risk involved.
Okay.
You know how to work on the ship, so inherently you know kind of what's going on. If you're starting to mess with nuclear power, yeah, you probably if you want to hook that super battery up to it, I'm probably gonna make you make a mechanics check. If you want to salvage material, probably make you make a mechanics check to keep it put together, usable. But for just repairs that you would know how to do, I'm not gonna make you roll for all of those.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
So yeah. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys to kind of have at least a minute conversation here as you have approached this ship. Your goal is to introduce yourselves. That's about it. You want to figure out...
He's kind of in charge, I suppose.
These people landed here. It's been probably decades since anybody has crash landed on this planet. But it used to happen a lot because of a giant, what's called the Star Forge. Used to be have a weird gravitational pull towards ships that would go by in hyperspace, and it would kind of drag them out, but that doesn't exist anymore. So it's been a long time since anybody crash landed here. So this is an intriguing thing for you. And so that's kind of where the conversation should generally lead.
Okay.
I have a gun.
Okay.
I'm here.
I am here for your protection.
So, is it me and him talking
Yes,
before we get
yes.
to the ship? Okay.
Yeah. And at the ship.
So I'm assuming I know you're.
Yeah, it's Igor.
IGOOR.
Yeah,
Right?
00R.
00R.
Igor, do you... I haven't seen anything like this in a while.
He's trying to hold back excitement.
Yeah, no, me neither. This is it's a big day.
I would assume so. You've been here with me.
Yeah.
That intelligence of 1 is really paying off.
Droid rights.
I do.
Kick him in the dump stat.
um,
Kick him in the dump stat.
Did we see all the shenanigans that happened with the Rancor?
No,
Has this been
But there's
wild?
still a
heard it?
dead Rancor.
Yeah, there's still.
But you see the Rancor
And a
crushed
bleeding out
and a
Wookiee.
Wookiee. A little bit of Wookiee fur peeking out as well.
Do we even know what a Wookiee is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we do. Okay. Well.
How long have we been here on this?
Oh,
Alive.
this is your native planet.
But how old are we?
Probably
collectively.
You are very, very old.
Okay.
You were alive, sentient, built.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You were manufactured
Yeah.
Back when you had 1 megabyte of RAM.
during...
Since he was a wee
Using
calculator.
I was
using a trash 80.
No,
Since he was a TI-82.
Since he was a bit.
I would say you're probably, even for Rakatan standards, a primitive droid. Like back from Old Republic days.
Okay.
So you've got a lot of experience, but you don't know what to do with it because your intelligence is 1.
I know a lot. I
You've
just
seen
don't know a lot.
You've seen a lot, but you have no idea what any of it means. You knew to point and shoot where they told you to point and shoot.
And now you found someone else to tell you where to point and shoot.
Exactly. That's kind of like his family befriended what was left of your I don't know, collection
Sure.
model.
mind, yeah.
Your model.
Are we close enough to be able to see the dead Wookiee, or do
Yeah.
we? Okay, I didn't know if it was like behind the Rancor.
Yeah,
or
I'll
something like
say
that.
you guys are like up at the ship at this point.
Okay, so I'm just kind of like picking apart like around the bits of the Rancor and be like, this was quite the kerfuffle that went on down over here.
And so Kuklik, you're watching as he like takes a stick out and starts like poking the Rancor.
I'm
Very, very Yoda on Dagobah.
so kind of meta. I'm kind of in the mindset of this guy is a hermit and the only friend he's had this
Well,
robot.
he's got an entire like family that is behind him. So basically, what you would know
Okay.
as this character is that the remaining population of this planet is split up into 3 small tribes of Rakatans.
Okay.
Everything else that's here on planet, every other sentient being, basically was brought from a crash-landed vessel, and they've now kind of populated the planet as a result of that. But almost nothing here is native except for some of the plant life, and you know of for certain maybe 300 Rakatans that are alive.
Okay, then
It's
I
a
retract
very-
my previous statement.
Yeah, it's a very small community of them. Only a few dozen in each tribe are left.
Okay. Well, Igor, let's go introduce ourselves to our new friends.
I'm gonna go up and knock on the door.
With
Well,
big
the
hand or
door's
little
the
hand?
door's like up in the
Okay.
up in the sky. I think you would have more success knocking on the
Sure.
The
windshield.
windshield.
Yeah.
With the
Hey!
big with the big hand or the little hand?
I love it. Like, are you like a big serious droid, or are you like from Portal?
Oh,
I'm
Like you're just a really tall, goofy droid.
Yeah, it's not
with
so
a
much
big
like
old
I'm
gun.
intentionally goofy or anything. I'm just so dumb that I don't really make sense a lot of the time.
I'd like to say that the Rakatan kids, if he's okay with it, like painted on him and made him look less menacing.
Yes, I love it.
I've got a big old smiley face and googly eyes taped on my glued on my head.
Space googly eyes.
Face googly eyes.
Mr. Potato Head.
Got a big old Mr. Potato Head mouth on.
Hello, anyone home?
I will wave to them through this since I have no way to communicate with them. Apparently,
Yeah.
I will wave to them through the windshield.
And he just sees me slap Igor like on the thing. He's like,
Now I could actually open up the door and be out of their range, so I could go up and climb out onto the
I
dorsal
don't know
fin.
that you'd be out of Igor's range.
Well, you're right.
I have
I
a
would not
long-
be out of his range.
He's got a
You're right.
very large gun.
yes.
Not only that, but have 2 different sights on it.
yes.
Yeah.
Could I put the shields up to? Would that protect me?
No.
No.
Not for
Not,
Igor.
not at this level.
Not
My
at- It's like the Wookiee. You're gonna rip Pergil arms off. You know.
Well, he's
Good.
technically within the shield bubble because
Yeah.
it doesn't predict.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's only like energy stuff.
he seems very nervous.
He does. Might be my fault. I tried to look nice, but
Oh no, you
the
look
googly eyes do not work.
you look fantastic, friend. he's like, hold on, I think I got an idea. And he runs off to the forest real quick, and he's trying to come back with like some like foods and stuff like that. It's
Nice.
Like, yeah, look.
Okay. I'm into it. Yeah, so he runs off. He comes back. Igor's
Just-
kind of staring at you the entire
Just
time.
blankly, just
Try to act friendly. Try to act friendly.
Doing a Miss America way with his gun hand.
Yeah. And then the Rakatan comes back and has like food that look like it's food that you would recognize as food that you guys have collected and is safe. And so he's brought you kind of a peace offering.
I hide my gun behind my arm. Behind my back.
You try to,
Yeah, like,
but it's like sticking out the other side.
And I slightly sidestep in front of Igor as well.
This is the worst cartoon.
Well, and the truth of it all is, I probably would not open up the door, regardless of what they.
Sure, but I think
try to
you could maybe find a frequency you guys could communicate on.
Well, I would definitely try to. I would start scanning, which I would have been doing anyway.
Sure. I
Trying
think
to-
it's easy enough to like find their frequency and maybe communicate at least through Igor. I don't know if the Rakatan has a comm link, but you
I
could
have
definitely
all
What
tune in.
language would they speak?
All you have to do is this.
Well, I mean, he is.
Not that again.
I mean, I would say that they know at least a form of common.
Okay.
there'd
Like
be
the-
some words where like what?
The data banks would probably have some.
Well, especially since Igor is from Old Republic era, he's done probably a lot of traveling. He's seen and knows. He may not be a protocol droid level of knowing thousands of languages, but he certainly knows the most common language spoken in the galaxy.
So the way I'm picturing it is just like in Old Republic. It's very British, but it's old British. So think of it more like medieval times. So it's a lot of ye's and thous.
Yeah, but we're not going to care about that.
Right, but that's what.
Yeah.
Just picture it that way, so it feels like you're talking to someone old.
I didn't vote for him.
A democracy.
Yeah, so
Hello.
you find their comm channel.
Hello.
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm a robot, and
A droid, all right?
yeah, it's true.
Real quick, is this like playing out loud to where my
No.
character could also? So to me, he's just talking. I was like,
Yeah.
just staring at
Well, you know what he's doing. It's not like, what?
I like no, not in the sense of that. Like, it's like
burn
he's
the
like
witch.
he's
Burn
like
the witch.
extremely ecstatic that the dude's talking to us.
Okay, yeah,
now.
okay, cool. Yeah,
He's
I'm
hearing
into it.
voices again. Oh. What? Where did you come from?
I came from a factory.
Great.
I
Got that
see.
level.
I see. That is if I am not mistaken, that is a Rakatan you are with.
Yeah, good observation skills.
Yeah, I think you would even say something like, well, yeah, you're on Rakata Prime.
Sure, yeah. This is a Rakat Prime. What else would be here?
This is Rakata Prime?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I never thought I would see the day. My brother would love to be here. So, I'm not sure I understand completely. Are there more of you?
More of me? No, I'm one of a kind. But there are more Rakatans, yes.
And what is your name?
My name is Igor. And what's your name?
I gotta bring out the
Igor.
Dan Toon.
Dan Toon, that's his name.
Dan Tootin?
Dan Toon.
You look like a cow to me.
Cal Toon.
That's his new name.
No, I can't do it. I've put an embargo on Daniel using the cow
Dan Toon
syllable.
Calzone.
The calzones.
We were attacked by... the calzone. Okay.
Ben should be here.
Yes, he should. We were attacked by a rancor. Are there many of those out there?
Are there?
I mean, sure.
No. Sure, yeah. Yeah, there's tons. We keep them as pets. Yeah. They're,
Did you see anybody else? I have lost some of my friends.
no. No, I have not.
Just hold up the Wookiees.
I found one right here.
I found a bit of him and hold up the arm.
No.
I see 3 of him right here. Yeah, I found 3 of your friends.
Frank is not doing very well.
Frank looks sick.
Can you fix him?
Frank's got an upset tummy.
I've lost my arms before, and I was fine. They fixed me.
All right, so I think as you guys are having this conversation, at some point we'll get to the point where you're maybe out of the ship or have invited them in or something, or send them on the way.
This is gonna go on forever.
But before we close the episode, I do want to shift over to Udell. Udell is deep within some rocky place. You can kind of hear your feet kind of clapping on the ground. As you walk, it's kind of moved from that gravelly sound of dirt to solid stone. You move through this area and eventually come into a large drafty room. And this is kind of where you're told to stop. Again, you don't like hear a necessary voice. You just kind of get a sense that like this is where I'm supposed to stop. And you feel a hand kind of grip your right shoulder, and it's got only 3 fingers, a thumb and 2 fingers. And it feels kind of clawed. It grabs your shoulder and leads you to the center of the room and asks you,
What do you want here?
I just felt drawn here. I don't know what else to do. I can't see anything. I don't know where I am. My life is upside down.
How did you lose your sight?
The last thing I can remember seeing was our ship. It crashed here, and as it did so, we had a lot of sparks and damage and fire inside, and I guess some shrapnel hit.
This is an unfortunate circumstance for you.
yes.
I don't know if unfortunate is the way I would put that, but it's
Yoda question mark.
downright crappy. I mean, I'm useless. What do I do now?
It touches you again and says,
I sense a lifetime of this.
Yes, I put it in gambler's terms, I can't win for losing.
Perhaps the gamble is not your place.
But it's all I know. Hustle, get on top, take advantage of people.
We can reform you.
Who are you?
My name is Arrow.
Arrow. I'm Udell, but how can you reform me?
I am the last remaining master of the Infinite Empire.
The Infinite Empire? What is that? There's only one empire that I know.
It is a very old thing.
How old?
Older than many planets in your known universe.
What is it you think you can do for me? That, for all I know, I'm on some backwater planet. That I can't see anything. I can't help my friends. I just walked away from them because, for what I know, you called me.
It is not I, but the planet, the force that led you here.
You mean what the Empire's hunting down? The Force? Anybody that knows it? That old religion?
The Force is no religion. The Force is power. Some have worshipped it, yes.
It didn't help the Jedi.
No. But it might help you.
Yeah. Well, every other decision I've made in my life has turned out horrible.
Then why not make this one?
Why? So this one can go wrong too?
He places something in your hands.
And I'll kind of...
It feels like some sort of visor of some kind.
What is this? A headband?
You may call it that.
Okay, and what do you... I guess you want me to put this on? It's going to give me a lobotomy? I mean...
I want you to have it. A gesture of my faith in you.
Why do people keep saying they have faith in me?
And he doesn't really say anything else to that.
Udell stands there for quite some time with this. You would notice. Okay, everybody would notice that he's got this really puzzled and complete. This look on his face of, I keep hearing this, but I just, for whatever reason, I don't believe it.
Okay.
So.
Do you just kind of hold them for a while?
Well, I mean, he never told me what it was. I don't know what it is. All I can feel is it feels like a headband.
Yeah.
So, sure, I'll put it on.
All right. So you put it on, and as it makes contact with your face, it activates, and you can't see, but you can certainly sense the shape of the thing in front of you. And you can sense the shape of the hallways and the room that you're in. And so it's not like a visual thing, but it's kind of like when you put this on, you know what's around you.
Okay. And what am I seeing? Obviously, I see the large room. Do I see him?
You do. You see him, the similar, Rakatan figure that we've seen several times leading into here. I actually don't think you've seen it.
I've never seen
I
it.
think I'm the only one that's seen
So you do. You see this kind of being with an sort of oval-shaped head, a small mouth in the front of it, and two bulbous eyes on the side. It's wearing a robe. You can't see color at all. You can sense shape and form. But yeah, you see him, and you see 7 pedestals in the room. And you're standing at the center pedestal. And at this being's feet is a broken sword with no handle. And that's where we'll end the session.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thanks for listening with us. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time, and until then, keep on adventuring.
Good night.
All right.